Hey fellow babies, welcome back to this week's Pachter Factor on SIFTD.net. If you are a SIFTD subscriber as a patron on Patreon, we very much appreciate it. If you don't watch enough SIFTD content to pay for it, instead it would be great if you could link your Twitch account to your Amazon Prime account. If you do that, then Amazon will pay us a little bit for the service. And you have to renew that every month, but it's easy, instructions below. Once you do it the first time, it's a one-click to renew it every month. So if you're watching this and you haven't remembered to renew, please go through the instructions and click the button. Our first question from Patreon from OTT Apps. It has been over 4 years since Microsoft purchased Minecraft creator Mojang for $2.5 billion. Billion! Has this been a successful acquisition from a financial perspective? Have you noticed its influence on Minecraft since the purchase? Will there ever be a Minecraft 2? I am certain this has been a good acquisition. Microsoft exploited the hell out of that property, and there are absolutely more Minecraft players than ever. They are playing on more devices than ever. Minecraft has grown, as far as the things to do in Minecraft. What is successful? I'm certain that they are making a couple $100 million a year. So absolutely, they're making money on the acquisition. Interestingly, I think Microsoft's been pretty sedate and hasn't really kind of overwhelmed people with an attempt to monetize. You probably didn't know this, but back when Minecraft was purchased by Microsoft, Activision had bid on it, and it bid $2 billion. And I'll give you a little lesson in tax, because I'm sure all of you are really keenly interested in my tax perspective. Tax lawyer, by the way. There's a U.S. law, tax law, that says if you earn money overseas, so outside the U.S., you can shelter that money, those profits, from U.S. tax if they're taxed in a foreign country. And so you can get tax credits for the taxes you pay. And so what we saw was, back in 2015, Activision had $2 billion of cash sitting overseas that hadn't been taxed. And if they brought it back, they were going to have to pay 35% tax, so call it $700 million. But if they left it overseas, they didn't have to pay the money. So what to do with that $2 billion? Oh, let's go buy Minecraft in Sweden, because we can spend $2 billion and buy an asset overseas, and we have a $2 billion asset instead of a $1.3 billion asset, because if you bring it back, you pay $700 million in tax. Well, Microsoft has more money than Activision, and they also have a lot of overseas money. So they went and bought Mojang instead, and they outbid Activision. And so what did Activision do? They bought King. Where was King located? The UK. So that's why you get these weird acquisitions, just so you know. It's crazy because you can kind of go through your life not knowing anything about taxes other than that you pay them. But I used to do cross-border deals all the time to shelter foreign profits from U.S. tax. So I actually do know about this stuff. Anyway, yes, successful, because remember I said foreign profit that wasn't taxed. So they don't need to make that much to justify the purchase. And Minecraft does make a shit ton of money. Have I noticed Microsoft's influence on Minecraft? Expanding to a lot of platforms, I think, is probably the biggest thing. And the cool thing is that they didn't pull it from PlayStation or anything. I mean, you can still play Minecraft everywhere. But I think Microsoft, is using it to drive Xbox traffic. And I think that it's converting Minecraft players to Xbox owners. So that is something you can't measure, the financial success, but it's good. Will there be a Minecraft 2? I don't know. I don't know if you need a Minecraft 2, because Minecraft evolves. I don't know the answer. I mean, I guess, but are you going to really change the kind of block structure and make it something else? Like, I don't think so, but I don't know the answer. I think I read something recently, and I totally endorse this. One of the reasons Fortnite is so popular is because a whole generation of kids, pretty much everybody under 20, grew up playing Minecraft. And so Fortnite was kind of logical and familiar. That's an evolution of kind of the Minecraft world. And the thing that I just read this, everything I hate about Fortnite, Minecraft players love, which is building. Minecraft taught that whole generation of Fortnite players how to build. And so those of you who play both, you understand what I'm saying. You know how to build. And in Minecraft, like with me, it's like, oh my God, pull down the toolkit and figure out what tool and figure out what resource to use. And I'm just like, I have to think through it. And I watch 10-year-olds play Minecraft and they just zip right through it and they know exactly what they're doing. They're blazing, and those guys are better at Fortnite than me too. So, I think that maybe there'll be a Minecraft 2, maybe, but I don't think they need it. Anyway, so Microsoft, yeah, it was a good acquisition. Activision wanted it. Had Activision bought it, it would be a very different game, and it would be exploited differently, and there'd be a Minecraft TV show, there'd be a Minecraft movie, there'd be Minecraft lunchboxes. They'd be monetizing it. There'd be a Minecraft World League, I mean, they'd have all sorts of stuff. I think if there ever is a second Minecraft, it'll be Xbox PC and possibly Xbox PC and phone. So cross-platform, just excluding PlayStation and Switch. And, I could see, it depends on the engine, obviously, but, Epic with the Unreal Engine has proven that you can have synchronous cross-platform gameplay, and cross-platform PC and Xbox is easy, but boy, bringing in the phone, that was really a marvel of engineering. So if Microsoft can figure out how to do Minecraft that way, that's really cool. If you can play Minecraft on your Xbox and then pick up where you were on your phone and keep playing, that would be huge. And I could see them doing that to favor the next generation Xbox and get you to buy a next gen Xbox. So if it comes, it'll be with the next gen Xbox launch or later. Okay, our next question from Patreon from Alan Milich. Next generation console announcements are expected this year with an estimated 2020 release. Do you think AMD's recent lack of dominance in the PC space is due to a focus on the console markets as a supplier for both Sony and Microsoft? Will AMD or NVIDIA get the contracts for PS5 and Xbox 2? I don't think you're going to get next-gen console announcements this year. Sony's not going to E3. And so you can pretty much eliminate an announcement at E3 from Sony. Sony probably will have a PlayStation Experience in December, and that might be where they announce it. They announced PSVR at like GDC the year that it came out. So they've tried different windows of announcing things. But I'd say the earliest you get an announcement on PlayStation is PSX in December, which hasn't been confirmed yet, but I'll bet anything they do one. More likely they announce it at GDC 2020 or E3 2020. And the problem with the game console manufacturers now is everything leaks. So they all want to get out in front of the leak, and unfortunately by June of 2020 you're already in production if you have a November launch. So there'll be some Chinese Foxconn fabrication plant or some AMD leaking their chip contract or whatever. So you're right, announcements coming. I don't think they're expected this year though. Both I think are 2020 release. AMD, look, I was surprised that AMD was the chip supplier for both this past cycle, and AMD won the contract because they underbid, and they bid at a loss to start. And I don't cover AMD stock, but go back and look at the share price back in 2012. When they signed the contract, it was like 2, and it went up a ton. I don't know how high it got, but it went up 10x or something. So obviously that worked out, and AMD made a ton of money. But I don't cover chip makers, so I don't know the answer. But they went all in at a low price, and that's why they were selected. I don't see NVIDIA doing anything at a low price. NVIDIA is the Cadillac, the Mercedes of chip makers. They aren't going to discount. They're the iPhone of chip makers. I don't see them discounting. So the only way you get a contract for PS5 and Xbox 2 is if you are the cheapest supplier. So no, I don't think NVIDIA gets it. AMD or Intel, but not AMD or NVIDIA. So I don't know. Again, you're asking me, do I think the recent lack of dominance in PC space? I don't even know. In my desktop, I have an Intel chipset and an NVIDIA chipset. In my laptop, I've got an Intel, whatever it's called, integrated chipset. So I don't have AMD processors, so I don't even know. In my Xbox and PlayStation, I have them. I don't follow AMD. I don't know how they work in the PC space. So I'm sorry if that's an unsatisfying answer, but whoever's the cheapest will get the Microsoft and Sony contracts. It likely will be AMD because it was last time, and I think that AMD has worked so closely with both console manufacturers. They understand all the architecture, and they'll probably be in the best position to bid at the lowest possible price for Microsoft and Sony, but I don't know what Intel's up to, so we can ask Intel. Okay, our last question this week from Carl Kuras from Patreon. Hi, Pac. I'm an aging gamer in his early 40s with a limited amount of time. Are publishers looking at my demographic and planning gaming experiences for people like me? I'm too slow to compete in online games like Fortnite. I still enjoy games like Assassin's Creed and GTA, but can no longer invest 50 plus hours in them. Okay, I feel you. My early 40s are long gone, but yes, I feel you. The answer to your question is single player games. And there's a reason why single player games continue to be made. I wouldn't say that it's because the game publisher or developer is targeting mid-40s gamers, but the fact is that a lot of people don't like competitive multiplayer. It's hard. And I have to say, when I was good at them, they stressed me out. It was like working out. As opposed to single player, you just don't have a problem putting it on pause, go get a cup of coffee, go to the bathroom, have a meal. I didn't have a problem playing games and eating while I was playing in a single player game because you can slow it down, and if you die, you can take a break and finish your burrito or whatever. Where multiplayer, it's just like, God, multiplayer, you're just like, my hands hurt playing multiplayer games because I was gripping the console so tight. So I totally get it. And, so you guys have heard me say, like, my favorite games of all time, every one of them is single player. Everything I've always liked, the Spider-Mans and Gods of War and Fallouts are kind of my go-to games, Max Payne back in the day. So I like Rockstar games because, they are single player games. So look, there's a market for all that, and the reason that you like those in your mid-40s is because you like those in your mid-20s, and that was kind of the dominant game format 20 years ago. And multiplayer has only evolved since mid-2000s, so it's maybe 15 years old, and it's only because technology allowed it to. I really wonder 25 years from now, today's teenagers, when they're in their early 40s or mid-40s, how are they going to feel about multiplayer? And are we going to have, like we have in golf, like the seniors tour? Or, are we going to have competitive multiplayer where you have to show proof of age and show you're over 40 to play? Because the truth is, none of us have reflexes to keep up with kids. And, it's funny. I remember being in my early 40s playing with my nephew, who was like 20, and we were playing like just deathmatch Halo or something, just one-on-one. And I remember killing him once, out of like 5, and he was pissed that I got him once, But the point is, I just watched a Painkiller tournament, and it was on YouTube. I was just watching people playing Painkiller, and the guy who won, it showed his winning kill, and I never saw the other character that he killed, and they slowed it down to a crawl, and it was like, that much of the head came out, and this guy was so good. He saw the motion and shot at the motion and made a headshot. I didn't see it. I saw you won, and then they had to slow it down to show us. So no, we'll never be that good. Your eyes go, your hands go. You react about 20 milliseconds after you see something, and these guys react 2 milliseconds. So no. The answer though is, will publishers still deliver games that you like? Yes, because everybody isn't a multiplayer gamer. You know, everybody, and I think it's sort of like saying, I like 2-hour movies and I don't like 7-season TV shows. Like, I don't have enough time to invest to watch Breaking Bad, but I have enough time to invest to watch Bird Box. I want a 2-hour experience and I want to move on. And it's exactly the same thing. The truth is, everybody likes both. You know, you want to see Black Panther, and you also want to watch Marvel's Daredevil. I mean, if you like Marvel stuff. So you may invest in a multi-season TV series, or you may invest in a movie, and some of us like movies more than TV and vice versa. Video games are going to give you both. They're going to give you a long-form multiplayer experience, or they're going to give you a short-form single-player experience. And your comment about, you know, investing 50 hours plus in GTA. So with Fallout 3 and 4, for me, I had 200 hours in, but it was mostly because I wanted to open the map and find not every artifact, but I want to find every location and figure out what the locations were about. And that took me 200 hours. I can't invest 50 hours? Yes, you can. You're gonna play games for 50 hours. The question is just, does it take you a week or a year? You can invest it. And I think that's part of the problem with video games, is that, you know, the publishers have made these game experiences so long that people, you know, can go a year and play one game. So, you know, that's great for your 60 bucks. That's an amazing experience for your 60 bucks. But single player is here to stay. Thank you guys for joining us on Pachter Factor. I am hopeful you're watching when we first come out on SIFTD.net, and you are a patron through Patreon. If you're watching it on YouTube, you're getting it a week late or later. And if you are watching on YouTube, please try to link your Twitch account to your Amazon Prime account. If you can figure out YouTube, you can figure that out. The instructions are below. If you are too lame to do that, then please follow me on Twitter at Michael Pachter, and give me a shout out on Twitter. I will retweet it if you're a follower and say that I guilted you into it. I appreciate that. Also follow Shane at Dinfire, follow SIFTD at SIFTD Games. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.